Welcome to the chaotic crossover fun that is Memento at Obliviscere, a game of forgetful heroes. My name is Raven, my pronouns are they, them, and I will be your DM.
Well, no one wanted to be next. I am Rob L. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Elsa, a female Eladrin.
Sorry. Yes, I am Shy Knight. I am playing the Akukura, Paladin, and my pronouns are he, him.
I'm Lior. I use he, they, they pronouns. And I'm going to be playing Han, your fearful rogue.
Alright, and before we play, every week, I have a list of questions that I came up with to help us get to know our players, and I put it through a random number generator. And so this question is, what class are you most reluctant to play, or which would be the most opposite of your personality? So for me, the class I'm most reluctant to play is the Artificer, because of the way you have to flavor your spells as technology. I just am a little nervous to do that, and ironically, maybe as a DM, I worry that I'm not creative enough. I wouldn't say it's the most opposite of my personality, because I probably would be some sort of like wizard or mad scientist if I were a D&D character, but I would say probably a cleric, maybe. I consider myself like a lazy pagan. But I'm not particularly religious, so I don't see myself using my spells and being powered by a god or patron. So I guess for me that's probably the most opposite. And I've only played a cleric once, so I'm not 100%, but yeah.
I can go next because I have an answer. I am most reluctant to play a wizard. I have read through most of the pages on D&D Beyond and mostly all of the class pages on D&D Beyond. And as I was reading through the wizard page, I got a headache. It was so confusing. There was so much reading going on. It A lot of the stuff about like copying down spells into your spell book, it was very confusing to me. Um, so yeah, I'm not rushing to play a wizard anytime soon. Even though like in real life I am very much a bookish nerd. It's just sort of it seems really complicated.
I'll go next. I'm Shy Knight. I would not, or most opposite from me would be a bard. For the sheer fact that musically talented is certainly far from what I am. As well as just being as open and charismatic, I guess you would say, as a bard should be. Maybe not all bards are, but they should be. I'm certainly not, afraid of people or afraid to talk to people, but it's just not. I'm just not as outgoing when it comes to just being open in a public forum kind of thing, and being able to either play an instrument or speak or do anything in that manner. So that would certainly be the class that I just have trouble playing.
Yeah, this is Rob. I definitely identify with the bard characteristics, but I'm going with rogue right now because sometimes I can be, I'm thinking about like a rogue in terms of like, somebody who's, stealthy or something like that. And I'm kind of a natural klutz. Like I bump into things and I'm always expecting to fall. So I feel like, I don't know if that's quite personality or just my own physical awkwardness at times. So yeah, I feel like I would not be a very good rogue without like some serious training.
I should have said rogue too, for the opposite, because I will like trip over flat surfaces.
I'm also very clumsy, but first of all, I am playing a rogue, but I I don't really make noise when I walk, so I sneak up on people really easily when I do not mean to, just by sheer like I'm pretty light-footed.
I know I'd be the one that just would try to be stealthy, like you're in some foreign environment. And I would just be like knocking the vase over, and there'd be a loud crash or something. Like that would, I would roll a 1 all the time, I think.
I've just never had balance once in my life. That's
Well, I'm a
why
pretty big person, so I tend to hit things and do things as well. But to the idea of being able to do that or playing that is very much so.
All right. So, for an inspiration point, who wants to do the recap for what happened last session?
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I wasn't here.
Not me.
Well, I'll do it. I mean, it's been a few weeks, but I know we made it back to was it Glinda? Is that her name? I can't remember. Is her castle?
Yeah, Glinda.
Glinda, and we got some rest and we got some potions and stuff. But then this last week, we were told that we were going to go into this arena and basically fight each other, and which all sounded, well and good. But Tiana was just, well, Bubbles, I should say. Bubbles was just kicking our butts. I know she changed into a direwolf at one point. I forget what she changed to before. I forgot to write that down. But her being able to change into other creatures and then gain additional hit points for that felt like a little bit of an unfair advantage. She was flying, and Elsa almost got knocked out 3 times, but just by the sheer fact of running away, ended up just a little bit better than Steve did. So Steve died 3 times first, and then Elsa shortly thereafter. And so Bubbles easily won, I would say. And then she received a bubble blaster, which I forget what exactly that gave her. And we got some gold, and then we got to choose a feat. And then something happened. I think it was some, let's see, my notes say Melandi?
Melandio.
Melandi which I think was a witch. And my notes are a little sparse here, something about arrived via flying house and killed the Wicked Witch of the East. So I didn't take the greatest notes that time, but I think otherwise before the arena, I know Elsa was having some problems, possibly turning into looks like to be a were-raven. And I forget who else was it.
It was Steve.
Was Steve, who also having the same thing. So I know there's an undercurrent of a little bit of worry about how we're going to remove what we think is a curse, and knowing that the nearest place that we know that we could do it, which was the whatchamacallit, what's the city called? The Emerald City? Is it the Emerald City?
Yes.
Or do we call it something else?
The Emerald City.
The Emerald City is like, at least I think it was at least a week away, walking or whatever. So I think that was the only other thing, was that we have this condition that we need to figure out what to do with. And then I think otherwise, I don't know that we really know what our next steps were going to be.
All right.
And that's all I remember.
All right.
Just remembering that Steve.
Round of applause, everybody.
Take an inspiration point. I would say this fight in the arena was you each were given this device that looked like a little pixel heart, and you got 3 lives to use in the arena, and whoever either had the most lives at the end or defeated the most people was going to win this prize, which was Tiana. And after Bubbles won, one of Glinda's messengers, Melandiel, who I believe is a sea elf, showed up and announced that the Wicked Witch of the East had been killed by this new young witch and her familiar, who had arrived in Oz via Flying House and had crushed the Wicked Witch under the house.
Y'all take the reins on this one. I don't know what I'm doing.
I just know that we were planning to go see whoever could do the healing. I know we specifically asked to be pointed in a direction, and we were supposed to be taking the yellow brick road, maybe?
Yeah, so at some point, once you reach the Emerald City, you're supposed to meet up with a lycanthropy expert called Clegane, who is supposed to have a look at you two. The ancient tome flips next to a page that reads Book 3, Journey Through the Land of Oz, and we fade into our next scene. News spreads quickly around Quadling Land of the Wicked Witch's demise. Feasts and festivals were proposed in honor of her death, and the Quadlings were quick to celebrate the passing of such a fearsome enemy. My dears, I always forget just how much you have forgotten. The Wicked Witch of the East and her sister, the Wicked Witch of the West, have long been allies of Maleficent, and have vowed to help one another in their conquest of the world. The Witch of the East ruled Munchkin Land with an iron fist for many decades, keeping the Munchkins and their beautiful country hostage to her whims. They are largely peaceful farming folks, and with no inherent magics of their own, they have not been able to fend her off. That is until now. This new witch, whomever she may be, has done Oz a great service this day, and us in her quest to defeat Maleficent. With one less powerful ally on her side, Maleficent will need to take time to regroup and rethink before coming after us. My dears, I must ask 2 things of you, and this shall be your final test before I send you to find your objects of great power. The first, with the Wicked Witch gone, perhaps we shall be able to claim an artifact of great importance in her possession, her ruby slippers. You see, they possess great magics themselves and cannot be forcibly taken off until after the user's death. I hope we should arrive before either this young witch or the Wicked Witch's sister is able to put them on and use them for their own purposes. The second, you must help me assess this young witch and her familiar to see if they pose any great threat to Oz. Befriend her if you can, defeat her if you must. Now, will you accompany me to Munchkin Land?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Let me just laugh about this for a second. Because I just got it in my head that, like, what if Dorothy's evil? That made me laugh a lot. Sorry, I'm back.
Could be it. Could be it.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Yeah, sure. Let's do. I'm looking. The idea of getting weapons to defeat Maleficent, evil, is what drives me. So I'm all for it. Let's go.
And where is Munchkin Land in relation to the Emerald City?
It's Quadling Land.
Quadling Land.
So let's
We're
see.
going to the Munchkins, right? Is
Yeah.
that all right? In Quadling Land, yeah.
Yeah. So Quadling Land is to the north, and Munchkin Land is to the north of the Emerald City, and Munchkin Land is to the east. And the Emerald City is kind of in the middle of Oz.
I love this legally distinct thing we got going on. It is one of my favorite parts about being on this podcast.
So,
Hey, who's gonna lead the way?
So Glinda is going to take you to Munchkin Land in her bubble. So you're gonna
Never traveled by bubble before.
Oh, to have a bubble.
If Quadling Land is a red land, then Munchkin Land is a blue one. It is largely fields and farmlands with a few humble cities and towns scattered around. The buildings are much smaller and colorful than those in Quadling, and Glinda explains that the native peoples of these lands, the Munchkins, are mostly gnomes, halflings, and dwarfs. So, with encounters, because The Wizard of Oz is not the most action-heavy story, especially the movie, the way I have done encounters is that we'll still be rolling just a flat d20, but I have everything except for one will lead to an encounter. So if you roll a nat 20, nothing happens, you just go through normally. But 1 through 19, something's gonna happen.
Oh.
So is that like, I'm sorry, is that like one person rolling for the group? Is that what?
Or do we take turns?
When I tested it out with my library group, I just had everybody take turns.
Okay.
So, whoever wants to roll.
Sounds good to me. Should we roll initiative to see who rolls first?
If you want.
I was mostly joking. I'll go first. It's just a flat.
Oh, I already rolled 14. I'm sorry. I already rolled.
Oh. I don't know why I can't hear.
I put it up on roll 20. Yeah.
I keep forgetting to open the roll 20. Give me a second.
I wrote dead next to my character because I died, and I never put it back.
I saw that.
I mean,
it's like you're not.
I was looking at it like, wait a minute, why am I dead?
I was wondering about that. I'd forgotten that. Was that just you were at like 0 hit points, or?
I was just being silly, and I must have marked my character as dead there.
All right, so I guess we all got in the bubble, and something's going to happen. Is that?
Yep. As you journey. Okay. So, all right. If we're going with the 14, or are we still rolling initiative for that?
Oh, we'll go with 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. What did I have for the 14? As you are drifting through the air, you kind of lower, Glinda's bubble kind of lowers down towards the ground a little bit. She seems to be looking to see if she is near enough to land, when suddenly across the way you see these creatures. They look kind of like saber-toothed tigers. But Glinda gasps and she says, "Oh my, it's the Kalitas." There are, let me see, how many should I give you? because I did do this encounter with other group. We'll say there are two of them. There are two Kalitas. They are blocking the way, and as they see you, they bound up to you, and they are going to attempt to break into the bubble.
Can they get in this thing? Are we secure? We have defenses?
My dears, the bubble...
Bucky, are you with me?
Bucky is at alert. He squeaks. He kind of does a little salute, and he steps on your shoulder, and he squeaks. My dears, the bubble is mostly warded against magical attacks. We are much, much more vulnerable to non-magical attack.
I have an idea, and it might be a stupid one. Could they hear me through the bubble?
Yes, they can hear you through the bubble.
I'm gonna try with speech of beast and leaf, which is an amazing furball trait. I can communicate with them, and they can understand my words, but I can't understand them if they try to speak to me.
Okay.
So I am going to say, "Hey, it's okay. I mean you no harm. We're just passing through."
They still kind of growl and hiss.
I can make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I don't have that bonus, but I do have advantage because I have advantage on all charisma checks to influence beast plants and vegetation.
Okay, and I will tell you, persuasion is not something you're proficient in.
Okay, that's fine. I still got a dirty 20.
So the creatures, they seem like maybe they weren't as interested in you inside of the ball as they were the ball itself. But they see there's some creatures in there, and they're going about their way. They're very intrigued to see they seem intrigued to see a Fearbog in this close to Munchkin Land. And they maybe you get the impression that they maybe have a sort of reverence for the Fearbogs, and so they listen to you, they kind of nod, and they bound out of the way.
Odd stands up a little straight, like, well, why don't you look at that?
Well done. See? Always have a plan.
There we go.
Let's keep going.
All right.
Step out of the bubble.
You start to get into... How do I want to phrase it? You start to get closer to the city, and you see a very strange sight. This house kind of in the middle of a plaza, and you arrive on the scene just in time to see the door to this house open. This human girl, she looks about 14, steps out and looks around. She has brown hair and pigtails, a blue and white checkered dress, and a kind of an anxious face. She's carrying a small dog in the basket. As you get closer, you hear the girl say, "A feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. We must be over the rainbow." She stares in awe as your bubble floats down beside her. Glinda takes a moment to gather her surroundings, and then confidently walks towards the girl. She hops out the bubble first, and asks simply, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" The girl looks flustered by the question. "Who, me? I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Khansas." So everybody but, well, no. I guess Steve, you are the only one who recognizes the name Khansas, and it is a country from the continent that you are from. You mostly associate it with farming, vast fields of grain, and tornadoes.
Oh, so from Kansas. I know Kansas. Um, yeah, that's part of the land I'm from. Um, what happened to you? Are you okay? Are you hurt? You feel okay? You just kind of stepped out of a broken house.
Well, you see, mister, there was this tornado, and me and my dog were in the house when it happened, and it sort of flew my house up into it, and we landed here. And that's all I know.
Hey, that's strange, but considering my day and what's been happening with us, I'm sure that's not the strangest things that happen here. So
Sounds rough, buddy.
we got to get a plan together. We're going to the city, which I believe is pretty close. Um, do you need any help? Do you need us? Do you want to travel? I mean, are you okay? We're here to support you and help you any way we can.
I'm just a little overwhelmed. I don't know where I am, and I've just been asked if I'm a witch, and I thought all witches were ugly. No, dear, only some witches are ugly. It's just a person by person thing, my darling. It's it. Now, if you're not the witch, what of that? And she points to Dorothy's dog. Who, Toto? No, Toto's my dog. Well, I'm a little muddled. A messenger called me here to Munchkin Land because a new witch dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. And there's the house. Here you are. And those legs are all that's left of the Wicked Witch. Glinda points to the house with her staff, and you see a pair of legs with black and white striped stockings and red slippers sticking out from underneath it. Dorothy gasps in horror, seemingly shocked anyone would accuse her of such a thing. And so, Glinda continues, the Munchkins want to know, are you a good witch or a bad witch? And so, before Dorothy can answer further, you hear a series of high-pitched giggles. They seem very nervous, very excited, but they seem to be coming from all around. What was that? The girl squeaks. The Munchkins, they are the native people of this land, and you are a national heroine in their eyes. They're laughing because I'm a witch, Glinda of the North.
Well, I don't think she's a witch. She seems like a regular girl to me. I don't see much from what she is. But did you say that person, that thing that's under that house, that's a witch?
Yes. This is what must have happened to the Witch of the East. A house. That is a most peculiar way to end someone. I didn't end her. I crashed here.
I'm gathering it was an accident.
Yes. Yes, like the tall furry one said. I didn't catch your name. It was an accident. I landed here. I don't know where I am. I'm certainly not anywhere near home, near Khansas.
Oh, well, pardon me, I'm sorry. I am Steve. This is my little friend, Bucky. You've met Glenda here. She's the Good Witch of the North. You have Elsa and Han. We're travelers as well. We came here, well, in a bubble apparently. So, like I said, I can understand your confusion. We'll figure everything out. We'll put together a plan. We'll get it straightened out.
Yes, my dear, we should be able to help you get home. There is, however, someone who might, shall we say, not be so happy about the witch's death. Well, somebody died. Why would anyone be happy? Well, you see, my dear, she was quite evil. She ruled over this land with cruelty and impunity. She was not well beloved by the Munchkins. And taking that as their cue, like ninjas, the Munchkins appear almost from thin air. Some begin bowing, others sing and dance. They offer a tour of a city, a bust made in Dorothy's honor in the Hall of Fame, a key to the city, but before she can accept or decline their offers, a dark cloud of smoke bursts forth from nowhere, and out comes a green woman in a black dress and hat, holding a broomstick. At first glance, you might think it was Maleficent back to fight you again, but this woman resembles a much more stereotypical witch, the kind of witch the girl Dorothy seemed to be expecting.
God, this is gonna be interesting.
The woman in black looks to the house, and the Witch of the East's feet grimly, tossing her broomstick from hand to hand. Upon seeing her, the Munchkins' faces immediately go slack, all traces of joy drained away. They fall to the ground before her, bowing. The woman turns from the house and glares menacingly at Glinda, Dorothy, and the party. Who killed my sister? Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you? She slams her broom onto the ground with each word before pointing furiously at Dorothy. It's in that moment that you realize this must be the Wicked Witch of the West Glinda told you about on the way to Munchkin Land. Dorothy looks on the verge of tears. Leave her alone, Glinda says. You stay out of this. I'm here for vengeance. You killed her, didn't you, my pretty? The witch shoves Glinda aside and grabs Dorothy by the wrist. No, it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, honest. Oh, you poor thing. An accident, you say? Well, I can cause accidents, too. The witch raises her broom as if to cast a spell or curse upon Dorothy.
Get behind me. Munchkins, get back.
I draw my sword.
Guys,
I was gonna
guys.
Go.
Elsa backs away in. Go ahead.
First of all, no one killed your sister. The house killed, it just came out of nowhere. It's not anyone's fault. It was just, you see, it's an accident. We are not here to hurt anyone. We are just here to move on about our day. These little people are not a threat, but you do need to leave Dorothy alone.
And I'm supposed to believe you, bird boy? I think not. The witch, sees you trying to attempt to attack her, and she is going to cast magic missile and throw a dart each at the party, so one for each of you.
What is she doing? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
She is casting magic missile at the party, and she's throwing one dart each at Hans, Steve, and Elsa.
I probably couldn't acrobatics my way out of it. I know legally in like D&D rules I couldn't, but I get it.
Okay, so the first one hits Steve for 3 damage. Well, actually, I guess that would be 4 damage because it's 1d4 plus 1, so 4 damage to Steve. The next one does 5 damage to Han, and the last one also does 5 damage to Elsa. So she kind of stands there and laughs, And she says, "My quarrel is not yet with you goody-goodies. Perhaps later."
God, you suck.
So while all that's going on, Elsa was backing away and remembering that there was a magical object to grab and is going to attempt to get the ruby slippers.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say make a stealth check against the witch's perception check. Let me see. I do have a stat thing for her, but let me find it first. Okay. Roll a. Let's say roll a sleight of hand against her perception.
I am not skilled in that.
So we'll see how
As,
she did.
as you mentioned.
Yeah, and I don't know how stealthy I was trying to be in this versus
So
trying to take advantage of the opportunity.
she got a 15 and her perception is +6, so she got a 21. And so she saw you trying to grab them. Those belong to me. Those were my sister's shoes. And they belong to me now. How dare you touch them?
Well, then take them and take your sister and go away. As you said, we have no quarrel with you. We are only here to help.
Oh, I'll get the slippers, all right. So she makes her way towards the house, when suddenly the slippers disappear, leaving only the striped stockings. What the fuck? The ruby slippers! What have you done with them? Give them to me, or else. So Glinda has used your attempt to do this as sort of a distraction. So while that was happening, Glinda pointed her staff at Dorothy, and then slippers back at Dorothy, and then the slippers have appeared on Dorothy's feet. So Dorothy just gasps when she realizes what Glinda's done. It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay. The Wicked Witch turns once again to Dorothy. Give me back my slippers. I'm the only one alive that knows how to use them. They're of no use to me. Give them back to me. Give them back. My dear, keep tight inside of them. Their magic must be very powerful indeed if she wants them so badly, Glinda warns the girl. You stay out of this, Glinda, or you're next, the Wicked Witch seethes. Glinda merely laughs. Rubbish. You have no true power outside of Winky Land, Elphaba. Leave now before someone drops a house on you, too. Fine, but I'll bide my time. I grow stronger by the hour. As for you, dearest Glinda, it's true I can't take care of you here and now as I'd like, but stay out of my way. The Wicked Witch, Elphaba, turns to Dorothy. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. So That's
really creepy.
So she cackles, she walks backwards, and she disappears into smoke and fire.
Well,
that was a lot.
I was just curious about those slippers, but, probably Dorothy should get them, I guess.
Apparently they're really magical.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not fully certain of all of the shoe's capabilities, but I do know that we must not let the Wicked Witch have them. Because I at least know that they are powerful enough that they should not fall into the wrong hands. My dear, I'm afraid you've made a rather bad enemy of the Wicked Witch of the West. The sooner you get out of Oz, the better. Remember, never take those slippers off your feet, lest you be at the Wicked Witch's mercy. Glinda turns to the party. My champions, this is where you come in. You must escort Dorothy across the yellow brick road and take her to the Wizard of Oz in the Emerald City. He will know how to help her find her way home. Do not let the witch have those slippers at any cost. Do you understand me?
You have my word.
We will do our best, but she does pack a punch.
And we can take her if we're better prepared.
Yes, we need to get those weapons of mass destruction. Magical power.
Yeah, some magical objects would be helpful right about now.
I'm pretty sure once we get there, when we get those things, we can take her. Sure. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I mean the Emerald City's a city, right? They gotta have decent shops.
All right. Sounds like we have a plan.
We swear an oath to protect Dorothy. I mean, I do. Protect Dorothy and get her with.
I mean, I didn't swear an oath, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I got to deal with this wear thing, so, sure, let's go do it.
Thank you. Right now, this is our most important task. You must protect her. So she conjures her bubble once again, and she floats away back, you assume, towards Quadling Land. In this Munchkin City, there are a few places where you can buy some extra potions and equipment. There's not a lot, but you could get some basic gear if you needed to before you left.
I think I'm good. I think I stocked up right before we left the first location.
Yeah, I think I picked up 3 potions of healing, so I think I'm good.
Same here.
So yeah, let's as soon as you guys are ready, let's do this.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. So
Han, you good? Everybody's good? Good. Bucky, you good? Everybody's good?
We're good, Steve. Let's go.
Okay. Okay.
So the Munchkins lead you to the start of the Yellow Brick Road, and they're all just chanting, follow the Yellow Brick Road, and they're just exclaiming about how wonderful this Wizard of Oz is. So as you get started, it is time to roll for encounters again.
I'll do it this time.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Which D20? Got a 16.
All right, 16. So, as you're walking along, you find this nice little beach along the road, and there is this woman sitting on the shore, or at least at first you think it's a woman, but you see that she has a tail, a fish tail, and she doesn't look like she wants to be there right now.
Do you guys see this woman over here?
I mean, I think I do.
Is it a woman? I can't tell. I just see some long hair.
I mean, why is there a beach here? Should there be a beach here?
I've learned to stop asking questions about the nature of this place.
I agree. This place has been throwing me for a loop every turn, so I am just going with the flow. So do we want to find out if that person's hurt or needs help or medical attention? Yes, no. Do we want to go over?
Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. I feel like we can't trust our eyes, and so if we do approach, we should be extremely cautious. Maybe have our weapons ready.
I feel like this isn't necessary, but I want to find out. My character sheet is very empty. I'm gonna try to do an insight check.
Okay.
I don't have that.
Yeah, let me look. So you are proficient with insight.
Ooh, that doesn't help. It might help. It doesn't. I rolled really poorly. Yeah, I got an 11 altogether, but I like having that information now.
So this fish woman seems like she needs help. She looks like maybe she's stuck.
Okay, she certainly looks like she's either stuck or having a bad time. So I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go see what's going on. You guys are welcome to be behind me or whatever. But I'm curious.
I'll like go up with Steve, but I'm gonna keep my distance.
Yeah, I'll take the rear, but well, I think we should stick together with as much as possible. And I'm assuming we want Dorothy probably even behind me.
Yes, certainly. Let's keep those lines. I'll go up.
All right, Dorothy, stay
excuse
behind
me.
me.
Are you okay?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad someone finally showed up. I washed up on this beach like 4 hours ago, and I haven't been able to get unstuck. If you help me back into the sea, I might have an item that might be useful for you.
I have a bad feeling about this. Sorry, I had to say it at some point.
I don't need anything, but I'd be happy to help you get back to where you need to go.
Yeah, I'm
are you
not looking for a reward either. So if you need help, we'll help. We're just happy to go on our way, I think.
Won't say no to a reward, but I'll help.
I insist. Like, you don't know, like, how awful it is to be a mermaid and to be out of the ocean for this long. I am turning into a fish stick. My skin is drying up and it's cracking. I do not like this.
Okay, well, let's get you where you need to go. So, is she caught in a net?
She's just kind of she's like beached like a whale. Like she's stuck.
Like caught in a rock.
She's not close enough to the water to get back in.
Oh, okay. So can we
just like pick her up?
Can we get together and pick her up and carry her to the water? Carry it to the water, whatever.
You could make a strength check and see if you can't help get her out of there.
Well, that should definitely be me.
I give the help action.
Okay, yeah, you can give the help action.
Or do it with advantage then.
14.
So she's a little heavier than she looks, but you are able to pick her up and carry her to the edge of the water.
Okay, we're close to the water now here. Can you just kind of push down there?
Yeah, I think I have it now. Thank you so much. She has this seashell pouch, and she pulls something out from it that is seemingly far too large to come out from a little pouch that's small, but she gives you this trident. And let me put the description in chat. So it is called the Trident of Deep Water. So what the Trident of Deep Water does, it is 1d, for our listeners, it's 1d6 piercing. It's a martial melee weapon that requires attunement, and it does the cold of the it has the cold of the depths, which is an additional 1d8 cold damage on a hit. In addition to the 1d6 piercing, and it has the Fate of the Ocean, which on a critical hit, the target's lungs filled with water that cannot be expelled for 1 minute, and they are forced to experience the fate of a doomed sailor. Creatures that cannot breathe water begin suffocating. Creatures that can breathe water are forced to hold their breath for the duration. So she gives this to the party. She thanks you, and she swims away.
Wow, that went off way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, me too.
Good deeds. See, good deeds. I know they normally don't go unpunished, but we are doing our thing.
Star Wicked happened in my brain.
Well, you two should just flip for it because that doesn't really
I can't use it.
help me at all.
Oh no, I believe it's better for you than anyone else.
For you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
No, for Steve.
Oh, for Steve.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I'm doing it completely in a game mechanics way. Neither of us can use martial weapons, or at least we don't have proficiency in them.
That's a good point. Yeah, then it is. Then that's fine. I will be happy to take this gift for a good deed. And you guys thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be the most useful to you, but I feel like you earned it because you were sort of wanting to help from the very beginning.
Strong man.
Thanks. It will come in handy in our travels and our battles, I'm sure. So I'm very, very honored. Thank you. Bucky seems very excited about the situation too.
He's always excited to see cool new magical items.
I'm translating this to actual Sebastian Stan, Bucky, and I think it's very funny. I'm imagining it. Anyway, shall we keep going?
So after a ways, you reach a crossroads going left and right. To the right is a field with a scarecrow on a pole. As you're wondering which way you should head, a voice says, "That way is very nice." You turn towards the voice and see nothing but the scarecrow, who seems to be pointing right. Dorothy's dog, who you know is called Toto, begins barking and jumping at the scarecrow.
Well, Elsa's still suspicious and wants to know if, is this legit or not? Is this somebody who's throwing us off the wrong way?
Don't be silly, Toto. Scarecrows don't. Dorothy starts to say, but she looks in astonishment as the scarecrow moves before your very eyes and points left. "It's pleasant down that way, too," it says, then crosses its arms, pointing in both directions. "Of course, people do go both ways." And it kind of winks. Well, Dorothy is just kind of just staring, but she's just she says, "You did say something, didn't you?" And so it shakes its head and then it nods. "Are you doing that on purpose, or can't you make up your mind?" "That's the trouble. I can't make up my mind. I haven't got a brain. Only straw." "How can you talk if you haven't got a brain?" "I don't know, but some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?" And it grins.
There are worse things to have in your head than straw.
"Maybe so, but it sure feels weird without a brain up in there."
So you have no brains. You're talking. Okay. Everybody seeing this, or is it just me? I mean, I know strange things happen here, but I'm having trouble dealing with this.
Honestly, at this point, I've kind of given up on trying to understand what's going on.
Elsa's magic creatures before into existence, so this is nothing new to her.
Well, I mean, I am a bird. So at the end of the day,
yeah.
let's. Okay. So what seems to be your problem other than not having brains?
"Oh, well, you see, it's very tedious being stuck here all day with a long pole up your back." And he kind of points, and you see that that it's nailed to this pole. There's like 2 nails in there, and they're in there kind of deep.
Oh, so you need help getting down?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think we can get him down? Pretty sure he's not that heavy. Maybe we can twist the nail.
You can do a dex check to try to remove the nail. There's 2 nails.
Okay, who's best suited for this job?
Not me.
Okay, I will give it a whirl. I'm not very usually get in my own way, but I will give it a go. Unless Han, you want to take this?
What is this? I'm sorry. I'm again having problems here.
You have to twist a nail by using some
The
dex or flexibility /
All right,
thing.
yeah.
The
Hell yeah.
scarecrow's nailed up there, and it needs help getting down.
Yeah, I'll help. What am I
I don't
doing?
want to take it.
So there's 2 nails, so make a dex check for both nails.
Just flat dex.
Yeah, just add your dex modifier. Just roll a d20 and add your dex mod.
Sure. So that is
There.
16 for one
Okay, so that one, it comes out pretty easily.
and 18 for the other.
And yeah, that one, you pull that one out with relative ease. The Scarecrow tumbles off the pole drunkenly. It tries to stand up, falls again, all the while spilling straw everywhere. Thank you. I thought I was gonna be stuck up there forever.
Don't mention it.
Well, it kind of runs around and attempts to pick up some of the straw and stuff it back into its torso.
So do you have a name?
Well, maybe I did at one point, but now I'm just a Scarecrow. Did I scare you?
Not me so much.
None of us are crows. Steve's an eagle, but the rest of us.
Sorry about that. Had some audio trouble.
It's okay.
Oh, I
When-
can't scare anyone. Especially not those birds. They come from miles around just to eat in my field and laugh in my face. I'm a failure. It's like the farmer said, this is all because I haven't got a brain.
I feel like your ability to be a scarecrow isn't really affected by a lack of a brain. I think it might be the farmer's fault that you're not as scary. Just
Well,
putting it out there.
well, yeah, I mean, he's the one who built me.
Exactly.
If it makes you feel any better, back in Khansas, all the crows would be scared of a talking scarecrow.
Yes.
Really? What's this Khansas like? Well, it's farmlands, just like around here. It's not. Well, it's a lot different, but it's not too different in that way. But well, it's certainly not as magical as here. You don't have magic where you come from? None that I know about. Well, that's just plumb strange. You want a brain so bad. What would you do with it? Why, I could hatch so many wonderful ideas and schemes. I could solve riddles. Become the next great philosopher. If only I had a brain, I'd use it to solve so many of Oz's troubles. If you need help getting a brain, maybe you could come to the Emerald City with us. I'm headed there to see a wizard. He's supposed to help me get home to Kansas. That's where I'm from, you see.
We're here to protect her, to make sure she gets where she needs to go, and fight any trouble that comes along. So if you need to come with us to, I guess, get brain, then please feel free, if that's okay with the rest of the party.
Yeah, sure. Can you do anything else? Can you fight?
Well, I can fight a little bit. I have some training. And I'm a little handy with animals. Can't scare them too good, but they don't seem to mind me none.
All right. Sure, I guess if you want to come along, let's do this.
Well, thank you
What
so
do you think, Helen?
much.
Keep in mind, might have a bit of an issue with fire.
Oh, fire. Well, oof. I mean, if this fella really could get me a brain, I think I could brave any fire.
Well, that's good, because there's been a few witches or evil sorcerers coming about. So we hope that we keep them at bay and get to where we're going. But it may get a little hairy, and you might have to get in a defense position, protect yourself, and watch out for some fire.
I don't mind. I'd do just about anything for a brain.
Well, then I guess we're going.
Yep.
Dorothy,
Do we know which direction we're going?
Party together and move on.
So yeah, the Scarecrow tells you that while there's kind of a fork in the road, it seems like they meet behind this grove of trees. So either way you go, it goes to the same direction. It's just there's kind of a detour around this grove of trees.
Right, left or right? Which way are we going?
Weren't we already up a crossroad when we got to the Scarecrow?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's keep going that way.
All right. So the Scarecrow just kind of, since they just kind of detour around the grove of trees, Scarecrow just picks a path, starts walking down it. Dorothy kind of walks up to them, and they walk hand in hand down the yellow brick road, and they seem to be humming and singing about seeing the wizard, and they're both very excited. Dorothy, because she's never seen a wizard, and she would really like to get home. And the Scarecrow just so excited to get those brains. And it is time for encounters again.
All right. It's my turn. Got a 6.
Okay, 6. That's one that you might see the effects of later. So you can keep on going.
Okay, so we're moving along. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Yeah. So that one kind of depends on something, but you may or may not see that later. But nothing right now. So it is at this point in your journey around noon, and you reach a beautiful and vibrant apple orchard with apples that gleam as brightly as Glennis Palace. You were all struck by the apples' beauty, but none more so than Dorothy, who immediately runs to pick an apple off the tree. However, as soon as she does, the tree takes the apple back from her and slaps her hand. "Ouch! Hey!" she exclaims. "What do you think you're doing?" the tree snaps. "We've been walking a long ways, and I was hungry, and... She was hungry. Sorry, wrong voice. She was hungry? Well, how'd you like it if someone came along and picked something off of youse? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting I'm not in Khansas. Back home, trees... The Scarecrow takes her hand and tries to tug her away. "Come along, all. You don't want any of those apples." "What do you mean they don't want any of those apples? What are you implying about my apples, huh? Too good for your little ragtag team of misfit toys?" the tree glares. "Oh no, it's...
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Oh no, it's just they don't like apples with little green worms," the Scarecrow says smugly. "Oh, I'll give you little green worms, all right. Gentle trees, show them how we get apples in Oz." So, the trees are going to attack. So roll initiative.
It does make sense. I do feel like they would protect themselves with apples.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
So, let's see. There are 3 of them.
And are they attacking by throwing the apples at us, or are they coming at us like melee?
I mean, technically, they're just kind of surging towards you, so you don't know quite what attacks they have just yet. Okay, what did Han roll?
Dirty 20.
Okay. So, Scarecrow also got a 20. It was a nat 20. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Han has better dex than the Scarecrow, however. Yeah, Han, you're up first.
Alright, so they're like charging at me, right?
Yep.
Alright. Can I get up to one of them reasonably within my speed?
I would say yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that rapier out and just go for it.
Alright.
I fully expect not to be able to hit because it's a tree, but we gotta try. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh my god. That was max damage. It's 11.
All right.
11 piercing. I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
That is my turn.
All right. So it is the Scarecrow's turn now. It is going to cast Hunter's Mark on the first tree that you hit. So let me see Hunter's Mark. So Hunter's Mark for the folks at home. You choose a creature you see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to this target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. And you have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or wisdom survival checks that you make to find it. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature. So it lasts up to an hour. It is a bonus action, so the Scarecrow is going to go again with an attack. It has a short sword, so it's going to hit the tree with a short sword. Yeah, I'm thinking that does not hit, but let me see what the strength... Yeah, that's a 12 total that does not hit. So it is one of the tree's turns. It saw the Scarecrow try and fail to hit it. So it is going to make 2 slam attacks against the Scarecrow. First one misses, I think. Yeah, I think the Scarecrow's armor class is higher than 12. Just barely misses the Scarecrow. And for its second attack, still going for the Scarecrow. It rolls a 15, which does hit. So the Scarecrow takes 16 damage. So Scarecrow is not looking so hot now after taking 16 damage. And then it is another tree's turn. And this one is going to throw a rock at Dorothy.
Hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Well, maybe if this one hadn't started stealing our apples.
It was a mistake. She's not from Magic Place.
But it kind of just ignores that, and it missed Dorothy. And it is Dorothy's turn now. So she is going to cast Eldritch Blast at the tree that just tried to hit her. So plus her spell bonus. That is an 18, which does hit. And so the tree takes 6 damage. And it is Steve's turn.
Hey, see, now you're gonna be fighting somebody who's ready for you. Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna pull out my trusty trident I just got and see what the sucker can do. Gonna go to swing at one of the trees. I don't.
Okay.
I rolled a 10. Not sure why the 7's there.
A 10 does not hit.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on the Scarecrow.
Okay. For the listeners at home, what does that do?
You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, the creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as explosions or violence.
Okay. It is Elsa's turn.
All right. Is Dorothy like more in the back of things? Like I feel a little protective of her. So
I would say she kind of was one of the first people into the apple orchard. Her and the Scarecrow probably up front.
okay. Well, that's not good. So then I am going to, with the one that's most damaged, I'm going to cast Magic Missile on it.
Okay. So I believe that is an auto hit.
Yes.
Alright. So it does 5 damage.
And when it says 3 darts, is that 5 times 3 or is that 5 total? How does that work?
I would usually what happens is that you roll 3 times, 1 for each dart. So roll
Okay.
roll twice more.
Oh, lucky rolls. So 15 damage between all 3.
Alright, yeah. It is looking bloodied. Well, I guess sappy because it's a tree.
Yeah, otherwise just say, Dorothy, come back, if you can get back here, get back with me. And I'm going to, stay back, let's say back up like 15 feet from the trees or from where we were together as a group. And that'll be my turn.
All right. It is the final tree's turn. Did not like that you went after its buddy, Elsa. So it is going to throw a rock at you. And I think that is a 10 total, so I'm guessing that does not hit.
That is my armor class.
Oh, beats it. So that is... this might be a heavy hit.
God, I hope so.
That is quite a heavy hit.
That's
210, that's area of effect. Everyone's died.
Yeah.
Roll new characters.
So it got an 8 plus 6, so you take 14 damage.
Ooh. Elsa's like not looking good at all.
And it is back up to Han.
Oh, let's just hit again.
Huh?
Is 17 to hit?
Yeah, 17 would hit, yes.
Alright. 8 damage.
Which one are you hitting? The one that's done that hasn't taken any damage, the one that's taken very little damage, or the one that's bloodied?
Though I figured I was just going for the one I had already hit.
Okay. So
I'm assuming that's the bloodied one.
yes, yeah.
Mm.
All right. So you said 8?
8, yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay. Awesome. So it is the very injured one's turn. Sees that you have hit it again, Han. And it is going to make a multi-attack.
Did the Scarecrow go or was it down?
Oh, yeah. I skipped the Scarecrow. How did I do that? Yeah. Scarecrow's turn next, yes. So it is going to use its short sword on the one it cast Hunter's Mark on. That just barely misses. I think that's a 15 total. That barely misses. Does not hit. So it is that one's turn. Going to go after Han. It's going to attempt to do a multi-attack where it will try to slam you twice. So roll a 10.
Nope.
Plus, I think total that is 17.
Oh, yeah, then yes.
Okay. And then it rolled a 12.
On the die?
So it's plus 7 and the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait, it rolled. Wait a second. If it was 12 total, then it didn't hit.
okay,
It was 12 total.
yeah, 12
Okay,
total.
yeah, it didn't hit.
So it is going to.
My brain is all over the place today. I'm very sorry.
It got. It did 15 damage.
I am not looking hot.
So it is now the slightly injured one's turn. It is going to throw a rock at Steve. Got a 23 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
23 doesn't hit?
Nope, not since my feats and stuff. Doesn't
Okay.
hit. I got 24 health.
Alright, so 23 doesn't hit. It is Steve's turn. No, wait, it's Dorothy's turn. Dorothy is going to
Dorothy, please understand if you are hurt in any way or you feel like you're going to take damage, if you don't attack, my spell should help you. If you do attack, my spell will leave.
Well, sir, it keeps hitting my new friends. I can't just stand by and watch that happen.
You do have a point there. I do understand and respect that.
So she's going to Eldritch Blast that middle one. She got. I don't think she has a +8, so I don't think that'll hit. No, that does not. Her Eldritch Blast misses, and it is Steve's turn.
Okay, because she didn't do any damage officially, it doesn't count. She doesn't lose it. She would have had to do damage on the spell. It says she would have to cause damage to the creature.
Okay.
What a creature makes an attack that affects an enemy or deals damage. Well, it didn't affect it. It was a miss. So I don't know how you want to read that. That's up to you. Anyway, so Steve swings his trident around again and says, we've got another chance at me, huh? Here we go. Literally rolled over. Literally.
So that looks like it was an @1 then.
It was.
Okay, so I'm going to say either you can injure yourself with it or you can injure Dorothy. Because I'm going to say
I will injure myself. It's fine.
Okay. So let's see, it was. Well, I'm going to say that it just does the 1d6 piercing.
Okay.
So, roll a d6 to see how much damage it did.
4 damage.
Alright, so you take 4 damage.
Yep.
And
Can't hit me. I gotta damage myself.
It is Elsa's turn.
Still my turn.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
So for a bonus action, I will attack with my shield. I will swing my shield and see if I hit. Not likely with a 7.
Yep, that misses.
Okay. And I move on. Done.
Okay. It is Elsa's turn.
So, question. Could I target them, the 3 trees, in a cone without impacting anybody else?
I'm gonna say Dorothy's still pretty close to them.
She's pretty close. Well, are the other 2? Could I hit the slightly damaged and the other one in a cone?
I would say yes. You probably. The 3 trees are pretty close to each other.
Okay. So if I can't aim it at the first one because I'm going to hit Dorothy, then I'm going to cast Rhyme's Binding Ice on the other 2. And that's a con 14 save for those 2 trees.
Okay.
And if you want, I'll describe the spell.
Yeah. Tell me about the spell.
A burst of cold energy emanates in a 30-foot cone. Each creature must make a con saving throw. On a failed save, they take 3d8 cold damage and are hindered by ice for a minute, or until another creature within reach of it uses an action to break away the ice. Creature hindered by ice has its speed reduced to 0. On a successful save, a creature takes half damage and isn't hindered by ice.
Okay. Okay, first one. So that one got a 7. And the second one I got a 13, so you got both of them.
All right.
So how much damage are they taking?
They each take 13 cold damage.
All right.
And they're hindered by ice. And their speed is 0.
Okay. So it is... The one is bloodied, and the other one is about there. So the third one is going to hit Elsa, because she just did that. So it is going to attempt to do a slam attack.
Can it slam attack because I moved 15 feet back?
Let me see, what's the range? If not, let's throw a rock. Yeah, looks like no. It will have to throw a rock then. It got a nat 20 plus 5.
Elsa's down.
Well, let's see how much damage that does. I'm gonna nerf them slightly because I feel like they've been doing too much damage. I don't think they, in my other group, had as much trouble. Maybe I nerfed them better then, or something.
New holes.
So I'm gonna say it just
anything
does 1d10 plus 6 extra. Well, no, we'll just say 1d10 plus 3. So 13 plus... So that did 21 damage.
She's down.
What's your total? Actually, no, never mind. It probably wouldn't automatically kill you.
It is back up to Han.
Oh, God. He is clinging on to life, folks. I mean, what's going on? It's a dirty 20.
Alright, that hits. Which one are you?
Good.
Are you hitting 1, 2, or 3?
The same one I've been hitting.
Okay.
Do I have an ally within 5 feet? I should have asked that before.
Yeah, I would say, most of you are pretty close together. Just Dorothy and the Scarecrow are a little bit ahead of everyone else.
Okay. So I got sneak attack. Ooh, that's good sneak attack damage. 16 damage.
So that one explodes into a pile of splinters and sap, and it leaves a couple apples behind, but it is destroyed.
Shows you, asshole.
And it is now...
Great work. Let's keep going.
It's now the Scarecrow's turn. Scarecrow is going to Hunter's Mark the second one, and it's going to attempt to hit it with its short sword. Come on, Scarecrow. Has missed this whole time, I think. Even though he has pretty good strength. 11. Scarecrow misses. So it's the middle one's turn. It is going to go after Steve. Gonna try to hit Steve with a rock.
Bucky, watch out. Incoming.
Bucky darts off of your shoulders and into one of your pockets. So that got a 13 to hit, which I'm guessing does not hit.
Does not hit.
It is Dorothy's turn. Dorothy once again, Eldritch Blast. Gonna attempt to hit that middle one that just
Apparently,
tried to hit.
Dorothy is a good witch.
It goes.
So that is
Or a
a
badass bitch.
24 to hit, so that definitely hits. So that one takes 8 damage. And it is Steve's turn.
Okay, I will cast Lay of Hands on Elsa.
Okay.
So I can get the hit points up and bring them back to life. Do that, yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that also cures disease and death. Okay. So I'm going to cast Lay of Hands on Elsa for 5 points. So he has 5 points of damage, 5 health points, and then back up.
All right. Elsa, you're back up.
She's looking pretty haggard still, but she says, "Thanks. That hurt."
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
No. I'm going to do my bonus action, which is a shield attack.
Okay.
And hopefully it on the next damaged one.
All right.
I rolled a 10.
Does not hit.
Okay, moving on. You guys are lucky.
It is Elsa's turn.
All right. This is the last. I mean, I'm assuming since the first one was gone, that still 2 and 3 are. I can hit them again in a cone.
Yes.
All right. So I am going to cast Rhymes Binding Ice on them again, which is the con 14 save.
Okay. So that one got a 13, and that got a 21.
Okay. So number 2 took 13 damage.
That one explodes into splinters and ice and sap and apples.
Thank God. And then the other one. So the other one, I think it was still stuck from before, right? It was.
Yeah.
It didn't take an action to break away the ice.
No.
From the last turn.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So that one is still hindered. Okay.
So,
but it only takes half damage.
Yeah, so it would take 7.
It was 13 total, so 6.
Usually with that you round up, since we don't do half, right. So 7. So it is officially bloodied, and so it's that one's turn. It's gonna throw a rock at the Scarecrow, so it has to make a whiz save first. Rolled a nat 1. So I'm gonna say, since there's a whiz save, it kind of just freezes up instead of hitting the Scarecrow, and is just kind of confused about what it was gonna do. And it does nothing. So it is back up to Han.
Alright. I'm gonna focus my attacks on the one that's next closest to death.
So there's just one left.
Oh, there is just one left. I heard that and I understood it and I still forgot.
That's fine. Focus your attacks on this one. I can't seem to hit it.
Okay, since we're this close to the end of the combat, I should put it out there. I only have 1 hit point left. So I've been kind of focused on that and only listening to see if I would get murdered. I got an 18.
18 hits.
Yeah. Sneak attack. Ooh! Oh, I rolled so well.
What'd you get?
I need to count.
Fingers and toes.
I'm sorry. I keep counting it up and make sure I did the math right. Yeah, I did the math right. That's 22 damage.
So that one also explodes into splinters and sap, and there's some apples left behind. And there were some other trees in the grove, but none of them look like they want to mess with you. They kind of waddle, move back, and just kind of step out of your way. And
Yeah, that's
that
right.
is the end of combat.
Woo. Good job, guys.
Can someone help me, please? And like, not because he actually lost the hit point, but just for flavor, Han just fully faints.
I can cast Lay of Hands for 5 points.
Yeah, that works.
Elsa goes up to Dorothy and says, "Before you touch, ask."
Always ask for consent.
I'm sorry, I didn't know the trees were alive here, or I would have. My Aunt, she taught me better than that.
To be honest with you, I think everything's alive here, so I wouldn't take any chance.
So, Dorothy, you said you're not a witch, but you cast Eldritch Blast. Is that the slippers? What happened here?
I don't know. I felt a surge of power after that nice witch, Glenda, I think her name was, after she gave me the shoes. So, maybe she lent me some of her power.
They did say those slippers were powerful, so anything we can get. It's all about that offense and defense.
All right. And because that was such a big fight, everybody level up to 4.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh my.
I thought things were hard earlier. Now you're going to make me learn new things.
Yeah. Oh, it's another feat. Or ASI if you want. Just boost our dex score. It's nothing big. Oh, I love these numbers.
Oh gosh, I have a new cantrip to try to add here.
Yeah, I'm done. I didn't really have much of a huge increase there.
Oh yeah, I already did mine. I'm gonna put it on like my physical character stuff later.
All I had was an ability score improvement.
Same.
Well, if it's okay with you all, I'm going to figure out my feat later because I'm overwhelmed by options.
Are we doing a feat at 4?
I mean,
Didn't we just do one at 3?
You can choose. That's part of the like rules as written that at certain levels you can either do an ability score improvement or a feat.
Yeah, I just added in the extra feet thing because I thought it might be fun. It's just.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
It's just kind
Yeah,
of.
no, I'm doing your ability improvement.
All right, I think I'm good for now.
All right. So what did everybody pick? For the people at home.
I went to the ability score on strength, 1 strength, 1 dexterity.
Cool.
Yeah, this is maybe narratively pretty boring, but I also did an ASI. It's my dex up by 2.
All right.
So I chose a couple additional spells, and then I'm still figuring out my feat. But the new, keeping in the theme here. Let's see. I chose Snillball Swarm as my level 2, and I picked. What did I pick? I picked Message as my cantrip. So.
Cool. We're ready. There's a little bit extra I could read, or we could leave things here, depending on what you all want to do.
Right, if you got a little bit extra, I'm up for it. If not, anybody wants to go, let me know. Stuff.
I don't think we should do too much game without Tiana. Is my only thing.
I respect that.
I defer to the DM on this, as far as assuming Tiana joins next time.
I don't think we've mentioned this to the people at home, but Tiana just had a baby.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yes, absolutely. And that would be why she's not around as much. But we also had another person that was supposed to be joining as well. And we'll find out if that's going to continue.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, so maybe next time we might have 2 more players joining the party. Counting Tiana.
I was going to say that would be good because if there's any more killer trees out there, we're going to need some more people.
All right. So thanks everyone for playing, and thanks everyone for listening. It would be super cool if you could hit, you know, the I want to say the like and subscribe buttons, but it depends on whether you're listening to the YouTube version or the podcast version. But you know, follow us, review us, what have you. It would be super cool, and it would make it easier for the pod to get out there and for more people to listen.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, TM. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks.